Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales, and welcome to episode 32. And today we're going to talk about a code that is going to help you because we talked about in a previous episode called the bounce back season. That was episode 31. Now we're going to talk about once you bounce back and you start gaining some momentum. That's what we're going to talk about today is momentum. See, momentum is easy to lose, but hard to gain. And when you get it, you got to nurture it and you got to take care of it because you don't want to lose it, right? And so one thing that I say, especially when I'm talking to my organization and my team that I work with, is that, momentum is a series of small wins. So maybe you're thinking, okay, how do I actually get some momentum? Maybe I'm out of this bounce back season and things are starting to look good at this point, but I'm still not at that momentum phase where things just start happening. Think about it like a snowball. You push it up the hill and it's a grind because you're pushing, and it's taking all your energy, all your efforts to get it up the hill. But eventually you get it almost up at the point where you get it to the top, and then it just starts to roll on its own, right? And now you start to have to keep up with the momentum because now you got it rolling. Does that make sense? So, the key to building that momentum first is really just seeking after a win. Like, what's going to be your win for today? And then get a win tomorrow, and then tomorrow, then the next day, the next day, the next day. And next thing you know, you look back and you got all this momentum happening because every day you focus on getting one win, getting one step closer. They say success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, right? So you don't have to have arrived to be successful as long as you're on the journey. Most people aren't even on the track. They're not even in the race. They're not in the game. They just kind of gave up on life. They just kind of are sitting stagnant at a plateau. But that's not you. You want to continue to be moving and progressively moving towards your goal because either you're growing or you're dying. There is no in between. You got to be moving towards something or you're moving away from it, right? And inaction is action because if you're not doing anything, then you're doing the very thing that's not going to get you to where you want to be. So the way to start building that momentum is what win can I take today? And then you just keep compounding on those wins. And then you look back and you're like, oh my goodness, we are winning. We're crushing it. How did I get to this place? I'm so excited, right? But it's simply because you kept building on, compounding on those wins that you were getting, right? So momentum is important because momentum sometimes can get you faked out too. So you got to be careful because sometimes momentum can actually make you look better than you are, right? Because there are times where I'll just use this as an analogy. There are times and seasons in my life where I'll just use basketball. You're shooting the ball, and it seems like no matter what you do, you just can't get a shot to go in. And then there are other seasons in life where it's like you shoot the ball and like, man, that's about to miss. And then you're like, wait, it went in. Right? And it's like, whoa, okay, like everything is going in. Like no matter what I throw up, it's going in, even when it doesn't look like it, right? And so sometimes it's a grind. Sometimes it's like you're pushing, 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 and things are just not happening. And then sometimes it's like you're just doing what you've always done, but more is happening than it usually happens. And don't get faked out by that. Keep doing the thing that you're doing every day. Keep the compound going. Keep the daily actions and the daily activity going because you don't want that momentum to fall. Because like I said, it's easy to lose, but it's hard to gain. So when you get it, you got to protect it with everything. You got to nurture it. You got to make sure you're really taking inventory and just making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to keep it going, and not just acting like it's always going to be here because it's not. right? Again, it's easy to lose, right? So think like the ant, as we talked about. Ants think winter when it's summer, and they think summer when it's winter. So if you're in a momentum phase, don't just say, "Oh man, I'm good. We cruising now." Like, yes, maybe you don't have to do the grind like you had to in the beginning, but at the same time, I would just say stay on the grind, right? Because as long as you stay on the grind, you're going to continually be sowing the seeds that are necessary to keep that harvest coming, and also keep the momentum flowing to where it can continue to advance, if that makes sense. So this is a short episode today, but I wanted to do this one because I think momentum is like what we're all shooting for. We're all shooting to get to a place where we can just explode, and just things can get to a good place, a rhythm, if you will. You want to get into this sweet spot, this rhythm where you just got this flow, right? And in order to do that, you got to have a mindset for momentum. You have to have some goals. You have to have some targets. You got to have some actions and activity, and just keep on doing it daily, over and over and over and over and over, and to the point where you just say, man, it's happening. It's finally happening. And then you can start to reap some of the rewards of all the sweat equity that you put in. So I hope you guys got some value from this. Feel free to share it with other people. We love all the reviews that you guys continue to give, and the love that you keep sharing with us. So keep doing it. We love it. And welcome again to Code Freedom. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.